Hello Uplanders, multiplayer racing is now here in Upland. In this video I'm going to show you how to start a race and how to join one. In order to participate in racing, you do need to own a vehicle, but if you don't have one, you can still be a spectator in the meantime. In order to access racing through the menu, we can see the Alpha Racing tab here. You can see here under the Live tab all of the different races that you can join now. These are the public open ones, or if someone has given you a code to a private server, you can enter the code here and join this private race. To start your own race, click on Tracks, and from here you are able to view the different tracks, their parameters, and then create the race that you would like. There are a number of race settings that you can choose from. By enabling requiring a qualifying lap, each player will independently race one time around the track, and the player's starting position will be ranked on their qualifying lap time. A race can have up to 6 cars, and if you want to start the race with fewer number of cars, that's also possible. But if you would like to have the maximum amount of 6 players, you can opt to allow additional bots to join the race as well. By clicking Allow Private Server, your race will not be listed here, but you will require players to manually enter in this code. The name of the course is chosen automatic, and it's based off of the Upland player's username who created the course itself. So I'm going to create a race that is going to be private, and I'm going to show you how to allow other people into the race. The first thing that you're going to need to do is to select the car that you would like to have in the race. Now you can go ahead and before selecting the car, take a look at the car's attributes to see exactly how well it might fit with the course. And after selecting the car, you are going to be able to select a block explorer that you own in order to use as the driver for the race. So I'm going to choose my custom Director Block Explorer of Dale the Llama, and now the race is going to load in a different tab. It's really important to note that we are still in the alpha testing of the car racing phases, and there are a lot of things that still have yet to be implemented that are super important looking forward to how the car racing will actually work in Upland. The first thing that's important to note is that not only are there attributes to cars, there will also be attributes to block explorers. The combination of the vehicle that you choose, the block explorer that you choose, and the racetrack itself are the important factors that can influence the outcome of a race. For example, it might not make a lot of sense to use a van on a racetrack that has a lot of straightaways. Or if there is a track that has lots of turns, top speed might not be so important, but you might want something that has a lot more handling and control. We know that there will be some form of rewards in the future for people who do win races. It's unclear what kind of cost structure there will be in order to enter races. But in addition to that, it's also important to note that during a car race, it's possible to get into a car crash and have your vehicle damaged. From there, some of the attributes might be decreased, or you may have to go to a metaventure in the future in order to repair your car. We also know that cars will have odometer trackings, and you will also need to fuel your car using Spark, and that you won't be able to drive it or race it infinitely without having to pause and recharge the vehicle. We also know that block explorers will have trainable attributes. There will be a future mechanism where players will be able to race and teach their block explorers how to improve specific attributes. By pairing up a trained block explorer with a vehicle that matches a racetrack can be a deadly combination and provide that player with excellent opportunities to win races and beat their opponents and win UPICs or other rewards. Now here we're in the lobby of my course, and we can see that we're ready. Since I've created a private race, I have been generated this random private code, which I can now copy to the clipboard that I can share with my friends who I want them to join the race. The first 6 people to enter that code and join the race will appear here in this lobby as well, and anyone else will be able to join as a spectator. Here we can see the total number of current spectators that are watching or waiting to watch this race. If I had enabled the option for requiring a qualifying lap, each player would be able to do that independently, and their status and lap time would show up here once they have completed their qualifying lap. When I'm ready to go, I'm able to go ahead and start the race, and a new window will open up and load the race itself. Now here we can see that I have joined this race as a spectator. We can see here the actual map that is being raced. We can see the players and their rank, and we can also see the number of spectators. I can toggle between the different users, and see exactly the race from their perspective. And I can also change the view in which we're looking at the race from. So this is something that you can do even if you're part of a driver in the race and toggle between these other players. Now, one of the exciting things about racing is that you can actually see all of these landmark structures, outdoor decor items, vehicles, and everything else that is existing on the Upland map. You can see it here. It's also now Halloween, and we can see some of these really cool Halloween outdoor decor ornaments on the houses as well. So this adds another exciting visual element to how these races work. And in the future, players will be able to put up advertising and other types of means to show off a lot of the exciting things that they have in their neighborhoods. We also know that in the future, in order to participate in some of these races, you will actually have to travel to the location of where that race is. In the meantime, I'm able to race in San Francisco regardless of where my Block Explorer is, but in the future, I'm probably going to have to travel to the starting point of this race in Upland in order to participate in this race. So if I'm part of a node or I'm part of a community and we race on a regular basis, it might make a lot of sense for me to want to own a property in that neighborhood and close to that racetrack if that's something that I frequent on a regular basis. We can also expect to see real-time movement, which means that traveling from one end of a city to another is not going to be instantaneous the way that we see it right now. So this makes proximity and living close to where you want to be something that is going to be really important. Now that the race is over, we can see here the ranking and the times of all of the different people in the race. If you want to learn more about car racing, check out the link in the description below, and you can also continue to learn more by watching these videos down below.